小心的状况之下伤害自己。这是第二个层次。第三个层次就是 kindness of teaching right from wrong， 就是我们就是教导我们是非辨别是非的方法，什么是可以做的，什么是应该要舍弃的。那我们如何来走路？我们如何来做？我们怎么样来吃东西？怎么样来言谈等等的所有避免一些错误，然后教导孩子正确而且正面的一种德行。那么也希望自己的小孩子比其他的小孩更好等等。那这些都是母亲对我们慈爱的一些例子。
真的，他搞把几个群是哪个？他搞把几个群是真的，他这所说的搞把几吧，真的，他所说不是要不穷呢，集中到那国家的家，那个的某个技术的是，我这个呢，这不是作为技术，可是他这个人呢，那个这个面上讲说，可是这都穷呢，在礼拜几，在咱们这些呢，最起码说面从这样有这个不说的意思，我这律，我这个的情况的一种乱，我这题没看啊，都算。写了呗，那这个，我这个几个题，你把做几个题，写吧写，然后这个，3个点，写个7、8个呗。搞把几个群才行，搞把几个群，那真的搞把几个群，我这个上什么我也种过，我这样东西，看他种的这，我这里最起码那个送去啊，这里的话做，这里开始这个嘛，做个人家说的也是，我真的他那个做阿玛是啦，这个就全部的也是，他研究了给没有错，对嘛是给特别学堂去。我这里去的，那个之前我的也是，那个之前我的也是的，这个第一是弄过的，也是个之前的是，这弄过弄过，我这里去过的也弄过了。弄完了，年半了，是个之前是，可以。
So now the fourth element is the kindness of our parents or our mother in all of the sacrifice and hardship that she undergoes for the sake of her children. For example, like the parents wanting their child to have the best life possible, then for that purpose they work so hard, they toil, they undergo whatever hardship they have to for the sake of providing for their children the best possible life. So, for example, and some of this sacrifice means that the mother sacrifices even her own well-being, even her own fate in future lifetimes, because in order to provide the necessities for her child, she has to do all kinds of non-virtue. In order to get what she needs to raise her child, she has to almost like give up on her own benefit and be willing to throw herself into the lower realms in future lives because of the negative karma that she is accruing out of her livelihood simply in order to provide for her child. So we see how the parents actually sacrifice themselves even in the future lives, because what they are doing in order to support the children, sometimes that is mixed with negative karma, and that negative karma the parents have to take on, and that will cause them to fall into the lower realms and experience suffering in the future lifetime. But still they sacrifice even their own benefit in order just to care for us and provide for us. And so this is incredible kindness. And so also our parents show us great kindness because we have achieved the precious human body of freedoms and endowments, and not only this, we have actually met with the pure Dharma. And so the kindness of our mother, of our parents, is incredible, and we should not only think of this, but we should say it aloud, almost like mantra, like, oh, how great is my mother's kindness, how great is my parents' kindness. Like, actually say it out loud, like a mantra, like a recitation.
那么第4个层面就是，母亲的慈爱常常为子女做种种的牺牲，为了要给子女最好的一种生活或一种环境，非常的努力，也做非常多的牺牲，即使赔上自己将来的福报、将来的善报，也是愿意的。因为有的是为了要成全小孩，要来支持小孩的成长，给他们好的环境呢，他们的行为里面掺杂的一些不善行的或者是说不善业的部分，即使如此，为了成就小孩呢，他们也是心甘情愿，愿意这样子做了。所以他们愿意为了小孩子的利益呢，自己忍受这些痛苦。那么这个他这个是他对我们这个非常大的这种慈爱心，能够成就我们，给我们这个身体，那么今天有得以闻法。所以了解到这一点呢，我们对于母亲的慈爱不应该只是意念，甚至应该大声地讲出他对我们的慈爱，我们对他的感激。有如像持咒一般的这样大声的这样讲出来，反复的这样讲出来。
真的，咱们刚刚把这个什么，这么七吧，这把这几个马样的吃了毛嘛，几个意思，我是这么当的意思。我上节生前在去嘛，他主要是上节去上班讲的家徒嘛意思，我就是这么当。真的，电脑这种哪有啦？要是呢，3千多的厂嘛。修配讲了，里边这个我这是其中的，你们在长发间，生前在嘛，他是偷嘛意思。我这上面的，个力气在这行都把这个东西养呢，养出也种多的，在这一天吧是。
And the 5th focal point here in these 5 things to remember on this section of recalling the kindness or remembering the kindness, the 5th one is to remember that it is not kindness that our mother has shown us. This kindness is not limited only to this one lifetime, but this being, this one being, has been our mother, our parent, countless times again and again in our previous lives as well. In fact, it is said that the number of times that each being has been our own mother, our own parents, cannot even be counted by even the Buddha, cannot put a number on the number of times that one being has been our own parents. And Naga Arjuna said, if you were to take pieces of like dirt from the earth and roll them up into the size of like juniper root balls, which is like this miniature little size of a juniper ball, and you were to make the entire earth, every little bit of dirt that was on this entire universe, and you were to make little balls of juniper, of just counting the number of times that one being has been your mother, that it would become so big it wouldn't even fit in the universe. And so thinking of the incredible kindness of the sentient beings in terms of how many times each being has been our mother, then we should think of this and we should say it aloud as well. How great is the kindness of my mother, how great is the kindness of my mother, and we say it again and again out loud as we think of it.
那么意念这个慈心，母亲对我们的慈心的第5个部分呢，就是母亲对我们的慈爱并不限于此世这一生的，而是从无始劫以来反复成为我们的母亲，对我们无比的这种慈爱，而且不只是这一个众生是我们的母亲，许许多的无数的众生在过去时都是我们的母亲。众生为我母的次数多到即使是佛陀他自己也没有办法预知，没有办法预测。那龙树菩萨曾经做一个比喻，就是我们地上的这个土，如果说我们把它揉成像柏树的这个种子这个小丸的话，这个众生为我母的次数，就是每一次都是这个小丸的话，这种围城数的这么多数无量无边的这种次数的这种小丸子，我们把它堆积起来是充满，而且这个虚空没有办法含藏的。这个意思就是说，众生为我母的次数多到没有办法思考，没有办法测量。
他说吧，这群做吧是他说，我这群做吧是要这他让给他的群体给嘛变的，对吧？东安路呀，我大西去呢，东安嘛有的是，我东安有的，他后面呢，这趟的对吧？这是弄的，我那些东安可能也是过来过来，现在就把这个生前开始的东安，觉了就说的是，开始的东安跟这个就说的是。我这就用我的，我这就我这呢，东安帮呀了，把他们给我用嘛的是，还可以用嘛的是，我这几岁没来的，别用我的，可是呢，都是托呢东安做用多，都是托呢东安做用多，我都不想着就是咱们东安就做个的是，不错，我这呢就是用我这那一这个做这些东安就的是，用多，我这就是。这他们可以啊，这东啊，把主要他们可以吧，这给为一年是多呢，给为一年的电线有嘛的是，这让东啊这样主要做嘛的是，这就他这就要这说的话我是呢，我的话有的是不可能，不懂，我这不可能我的是，这他不这把东啊这嘛主要呢是在做的嘛的是，我这嘛这东啊那些呢这有票的，然后就过这对吧？所以这个天头嘛也是这样的，但是他也可以，他妈的去年，你妈亲戚不是，这去年放结果是，我这个呢因为妈的偏他我绿龙球的多半没来，但是忙吧这样嘛你错偏头的，咱们这么没吧，还是偏头的这种的啦，我这是真的，但你把这这个呢上进马头我是没偏头的，咱们妈的，我这里边咱们结果的也是。都去拖呢，拖快，这东啊就是意思，拖快郎呢，我都不抢这个郎呢，现在他没给就说就给意思。我让这位主任上个的，怎么就？
So third is actually repaying the kindness of our mother, or repaying the kindness. And so here, so as it says, our old mothers who have shown us such great kindness, first we have to examine whether they want happiness or they want to suffer, and see what state they are in. Are they in happiness or are they in suffering? And actually, our old mothers are in suffering, in a state of suffering. Actually, in general, anyone in samsara really, although we might think we are happy or we might want happiness, since the very nature of samsara is suffering, then all beings in samsara are in a state of suffering. And some beings are are in the stage of the suffering as a cause, which means that their experiences and their actions are producing future suffering. And others are experiencing suffering in its resultant state, which means actual manifest suffering. So suffering is always the nature of samsara, whether one is creating future suffering for oneself by one's actions now, or whether one is actually presently experiencing that suffering in a manifest level or not. And so, yet all of these sentient beings, our old mothers, they are unskilled or they are unaware of how to actually abandon their suffering, even though they do not want to suffer. They don't know how to stop creating the causes of suffering. And it's like Jitsin Milarepa said, that while they are saying, I don't want to suffer, I don't want bad things to happen to me, and yet they are diving right into actions that are creating their own suffering inevitably. And so it is like while they don't want to suffer, and they are saying, I'm scared something bad will happen, I don't want to suffer, but yet the very actions they are engaging in are causes of their future suffering. And so in this way, then, the sentient beings do not know how to stop creating causes of suffering and how to engage in causes of happiness, which is practicing virtue. And so we should think to ourselves, well, now I know this difference, and now the responsibility has come to me. It's like, now my mother has benefited me in the past, now it is my turn to help her, to help my mother, to help her, and the duty has come to me. It is my duty as a child. Now the responsibility falls on my shoulders as a child, that I shall relieve my parents, my mother, of the suffering. And not only just once, but until attaining enlightenment, that until Buddhahood is attained, I shall work for the benefit of repaying her kindness by providing her with happiness, offer one's own bodies and all of one's enjoyments and possessions without any hesitation, not secretly hoping for some good thing to happen in the future for us, like if I do this then I'll have good karma, but just completely without any hesitation and without any expectation, giving one's own bodies and enjoyments in the intention to benefit our mother, our parents. And this should be something of like a commitment that we arouse, like I shall bring benefit and serve my parents until enlightenment, until they reach Buddhahood. So this is like how we should think.
那么第三个阶段呢，要做的就是要回报母亲对我们的慈爱。那么当我们知道说我们的母亲对我们如此的慈爱，应该知道说他们是目前是在享受快乐，或者是在经历痛苦呢？基本上所有在轮回中的众生，即使他们想要寻求快乐，往往是在尝受苦果的。那么不管是他们现在正在造苦因，将来受苦的因，或者是他们正在尝受苦果，那么主要都是因为他们没有这种觉知，也没有这种能力来舍弃这些痛苦。那么弥勒日巴祖师说，他们虽然说他们不想要受苦，可是他们恰恰不自由自主地投入痛苦的深渊。那么众生不知道要如何能够停止这个苦因，如何修习功德，以免避免将来继续受苦。今天我们成为佛弟子，我们知道如何远离痛苦。虽然我们今天是小孩，我们应该要有这种觉知跟这种决断力，说这个是我的责任，是我的责任要来帮助他们，要来解除母亲的痛苦，一直到证得解脱证悟，甚至到最后证得佛果之前，我们都要帮助我们的母亲来解脱这种痛苦。即使要舍弃自己的身体，舍弃自己所有的享乐来利益母亲，也完全不会回避。那这个是我们应该要有的这种觉知。
다들 전바 년바 당야 전바 공야 전바 내조 좀 그래야 와다 전바 모두 공야 제 정도다 와다 전바 모두 공야 됐잖아 다 소속에 맞아라 제상지나고 대화도들이 동안도 그러면서 내가 프로젝트 대화장 마모 다지와 마모들 그래 대화장 좀 용어를 이나 티고 야고 말고 봐미네 그냥 고고네 그냥에 되게 냥에 상대 공방에 토도요 말이지 와다다 주파로스 바로 냥냐치네 para Singchampok Diptendiana Marangmate so Chile that's something on top son azam watene deva tan deve jutan dembar chogi doten ma artist ndong ko les ondo what they can do is what that mi pa jesan ta mi pa sama dona mi pa ji yu ji da mi pa ji yu what they je wo de ta tu de ce yang su gong ko le so so chamba ma ji ba so ko les ondo nyong artist ma tong ba so ko les ondo what they nyong ji be ti ka lo se na so so te nyam ba sha de lu nyam ja chi de mai chi ma tong ya zhong de lu ka pe so dang ya zhong de在县里面做的，在那东莞进步的这个也中多。我在这边呢，好了，真的，说这把家族过来是，你想吧，家族过来是，他们让怕着我们，对，我这里让说过让他在他那啥这种让我，我这里他还蛮这种讲，我这样呢，一提起那的让给任务这种讲，我这任务这先把那些那先把用咱这个买的了，我这任务这啦，说说俺妈买几的有买的上。我这上的上过当，这里他这年里面的，年接堂什么这说的光，我是就咱说这说光嘛，我这里他服那接卡这说光接卡，我这样呢，这里怕家就这咱们那种光，这里那一些那种光，这里那边那种光，咱那边的是讲说让俺妈妈几个买一张，这样呢也大那种，特殊那种，我这样呢就给买，没得工作。真的，那么也得他就是上马工的，是吧？这个上马工，我这是他在东西不身边上马的，然后看俺妈妈就有马上真的，养的养是，咱们当时家就做的是有的是，这样嘛，其实他的俺妈妈一亲戚有的是，身边上马的那个俺妈妈就都是，这身边上马的那个偏好过，咱们真的养的养是光过这种多啊。
Translator, I forgot to translate one thing from the previous thing, which I'll say first. And that is, so we should feel like it is not right to just only seek our own happiness and just leave our mothers just lost in this suffering and just ignoring their suffering, just going off kind of providing for our own well-being. That is no longer acceptable. Now we cannot abandon our own parents. We must take responsibility for ensuring their ultimate happiness. So now the next section here. So now we talk about the 3 phases of loving kindness meditation. And the first is called the actually recitation or approach aspect. And that means like you're actually contemplating and you're even saying it out loud to kind of implement it in your mind. And the next phase is called the accomplishment phase. And then the third final phase is called inaction or activity phase. Now we come to the discussion on the second or main phase, the accomplishment phase, which is where you're actually meditating on loving kindness. You're actually doing sessions. And so here you start with, again, like your own mother, and you think to yourself, my mother only wants happiness. She does not want to suffer. But even though she's already had so many experiences of temporary happiness in samsara, but that temporary happiness has distracted her, like she has been completely absorbed in the